matters, how people are treated matters. Something helpful in showing up for loved ones. If you're not sure how to do that, start with showing up for yourself. Sit with yourself for a moment, if you are able to sit. And breathe if you are able to breathe. And think of what you need right now. What you need. And if there's something you can do to take care of that right then. And then, in a way, you take that to then a loved one. Sitting with them, seeing what they need. And everyone's situations are different. I would say not everyone has the capacity to really do that for everyone. It does depend on where you are at the moment, what you are needing to focus on, what your situation is like, what's going on. But I would say if you've got loved ones who really matter to you right now, if there is a way that you can show up for them, start with showing up for yourself in a way, and that will help you to show up for them. And sometimes you just can't even give yourself fully what you need at the moment. If the access to what you need is just not there at the moment, it can also be helpful for you if you have, I would say if you have a safe loved one that, okay, I'm gonna say something I've heard people say. I'm gonna say it slightly different because, wait a minute, if they wanted to be, if they wanted to do something, they would do something. That is a case by case, and that is discounting people's capacity levels. I know a lot of people are huge on saying, don't be negative, just speak that you can do it, and you can do it. Things like that. Capacity levels are a thing. And you've got to start where you are, and I think it can be harmful to push people, depending on who they are, past their capacity levels. Each person is at a different place, and they've got to start where they are. Maybe some people can jump levels, even. A lot of people got to start where they're at. And we're all at different areas, different backgrounds, kind of upbringing, what we've learned about expression, or having our expression stifled and crushed and muffled and silenced. So different capacity levels of communication, expression, going after what's important to us. So I think it's important to recognize that. Now there is a thing of it can be unhealthy if there is an imbalance, if there's one just really pouring into a relationship and the other isn't. But I would say don't immediately just say, if they wanted to show up exactly as you needed, they would. Case by case, and I would encourage more empowering each person to think for themselves what they really want, what they're going for. to decide for themselves if a relationship is something that they want to continue. And a balance of what they need as well. What they're going through, what you're going through. If that's something worth continuing. Balance. Case by case, empowering each person more and more to think for themselves. Empathy and sympathy for others, as well as yourself. Cultivating consideration. Safe space for honesty and growth. Moving forward. Life. Liberty, the pursuit of happiness. But yeah, if there's someone that is still on your heart to show up for, I would say helpful thing, showing up for yourself. And also, if you don't have a lot of energy or something, don't have a lot of resources, presence is so powerful. Practicing and learning how to be present with yourself. And if you're in a lot of pain, that can be difficult, I know. That's another reason why I would say expressing with yourself and in prayer. And if there's safe people, safe connection can be so helpful. Not everyone has the capacity to hold everybody else's pain though. So if people aren't holding your pain, if you can, I hope you have a place that you can cry and express and get out, and then be able to, if your loved ones are also, going through really hard things, if you can give them even 5 seconds. If you start with 5 seconds, it might turn into 5 minutes, which might turn into 10 minutes. But just start with 5 seconds and see what you've got. If you've got anything for them, just presence. Presence is so powerful, especially if you're learning how to be present with yourself as well. But yeah. I believe God makes up for gaps. Lots of grace, lots of help for those who trust Him. That can be a very triggering remark. That's what I believe. I do believe people too easily say, just trust God more, trust God more. I do believe more responsibility is there for people to show up for each other, communities, and people. But again, case by case, there are capacity levels. And I would just say, show up for who matters for you. You can start with 5 seconds, as well as showing up for yourself.